What is up, DMD family? Welcome back to another Discs MD video. Well, I got a new coach, got a new practice regimen. I'm really excited about this. Let's get to it. Spin it. All right, well, let's get to it. Like I said in my last improving my game video, I hired a new coach, Josh from Overthrow Discs, and we had our first lesson, I think like 3 weeks ago. It was surreal for me after watching him on his YouTube videos for so long, and then actually interacting with him one-on-one in person was kind of surreal for me. It was a really neat experience. Josh is a great guy with a lot of knowledge, and he picked up on stuff instantly with me. So I took a video of my form and sent it off to him, and like any of us, I thought, he'll probably have some tweaks here and there to make, and then I'll be, good to go. Nope, that didn't happen at all. It was kind of humbling, and in the nicest possible way, he let me know that we needed to start working from the ground up. Not literally from the ground up, but we need to go back to the most basic elements and start from the beginning and build my form. So that's what we're going to do. So let's take a real quick look at the form video that I sent him. Looks kind of like this. And then we'll get over to my net and I'll give you the insights as to what he told me I needed to change, what I needed to work on, and then show you what I've been practicing for the past 3 weeks. All right, so I get on the call with Josh. We have a Zoom call. That's how we did my lesson. And he says, okay, we have some footwork issues to work through and some arm issues to work through. His kind way of saying we got a lot to work on. And I agree wholeheartedly with him. Which one do you think he wanted to start on? I'll give you a second to think about it. And then I'll throw a picture up right here. Yeah, my arm. Definitely have foot issues, but he wanted to work on my arm issues. And it really makes sense to me, and I'm sorry, I guess you have some shadow from my hat. I'm sorry for that. I love wearing hats now. I don't not like wearing hats. Anyway, it makes sense to me because to me, the arm path and the timing of the arm is much more intricate than your footwork. So to me, it takes much more brain power and much more concentration to get the arm right than it does to get the feet right. So I want to make sure that my arm path is secure. So what was my biggest problem? My biggest problem was I was trying to come through with my hips and my shoulders too fast, and my disc was lagging behind. So it looked something like this, like from that picture, right? So what's the problem here? Well, the only place my disc has to go now is out and around, because if I try to come straight through, I'm hitting myself in the body. So that leads to rounding, and rounding just destroys your power, because your power comes from velocity, that snap, and rotation, right? Spin. Speed, nose angle, and spin, I think, are the three things that attribute to distance. Because when you watch guys like Eagle and Simon and AB throw, when their discs hit, they keep spinning. It's amazing to me. Which one was I just watching? The tournament that I just watched that Simon won. Can't remember the name of it. I'll put it up down here. There were some shots in the round with he and Eagle. Go back and watch it, because when the disc lands, it's still spinning like crazy. So spin is a big thing. And when you're rounding, you're losing spin because you don't get the snap and the torque on the disc. So had to fix that. So it's all about concentrating on getting the disc through the power pocket and to delivery without having to go around the body. So what do we do to get our bodies trained to do that? And this is where a little bit of validation came to me, because what he told me to do was something that I had been doing a while back. And if you remember when I first started my channel, if you've been around since the beginning, and I'll link it up here or maybe down below, I had what I did to practice my arm, right? And there were 3 key points where I wanted to focus on getting my arm. And what he told me to do was almost essentially the exact same thing. Now, he told me to do it a little bit differently and a lot better, right? But I was on the right track before. But that just comes from me being a softball coach and a coach. And when I teach a batting swing, I have a four-point batting swing that I teach, right? Your first point is your stance and then getting your weight back on your first. The second point is getting to contact. Third point is pushing through contact, and fourth point is following through with your bat. And he said, "Great, apply that to your disc golf swing, and let's work on that." So, 3 points are starting my full backswing, entering power pocket, and then the hit, right? From here to here, the hit, right? So focusing on those 3 aspects of my arm path. Interlaced with that is grip, right? I use his grip. And if you've, sorry, Josh, if you're watching this up, but I'm sure they've watched your videos before they've watched mine. I'm positive of that, right? His grip is disc straight up the line in between your ring and your middle and index finger. Grab it, and then flip your pointer finger underneath. And then I use my thumb to pinch with my pointer finger. Your thumb is really not as important, but it needs to be comfortable so you're not thinking about it, right? So that's what Josh told me. So it's disc up your arm. So you'll see me, if you ever watch me in a tournament, ever see me playing, I do this and then wrap the finger underneath, set my thumb, and I'm ready to go, right? Disc is right in the position. The other thing is curling my wrist so that you get maximum spin from the hit, right? So he taught me to have my hand at 4 o'clock when my disc is in the power pocket, right? So for you right-handers, it would be, what is that? 8 o'clock, right? So this is 12 o'clock, forward is 12 o'clock, right? So this is 9 o'clock, and this is 8 o'clock for you, 4 o'clock for me, right? And then my starting point is sort of 33-ish degrees away from my body. Not straight back, because if you go straight back, you're going to hit yourself trying to come through. So you got to get the disc out and away from your body to create space. The space you need to pull it into the power pocket. So grip, hand at 4 o'clock, extend out a little bit. So now my hand's sort of at 3 o'clock. Sorry if you can't see that, right? So this is my starting position. So step 1 is bringing the disc slow from there to my front pec. You see that? It's not here, it's here. Get it as far forward as I can before I hit. Now watch my shoulders when that happens. I'm just pulling the disc. What's happening to my shoulders? They're rotating. See, my biggest problem was I was focusing on rotating my hips and my shoulders, and that was leaving my disc behind. He explains it in his video as a race. It's a race between your disc getting to the hit and the backside of your body. And your disc has to come through first. I asked him what I need to be focusing on while I'm doing this, and he said, worry about the disc. Don't worry about your shoulders turning. Don't worry about your hips turning. All that stuff happens naturally. And if you're an athletic person, and I do teach this to my athletes, if you're an athletic person, there are some aspects that you just need to let happen naturally. And shoulder turn is one of them. If you force your shoulders to turn, okay, I'm not coaching you. I'm going to tell you how my brain works. If I focus on rotating my shoulders, I'm never going to get in the power pocket with my disc. It will always lag behind. So I have to focus on getting the disc to my front pec and then letting my body take over, right? So it's from here to front pec, wrist, hand at 4 o'clock, disc by my front pec, and then it's just the hit, extending out, right? Extending out from here, extending out, right? And that's your hit. From here to here is your power, right? Getting to here is setting you up for your power, and your snap comes from here to here. And another important thing that he taught me to focus on was not getting here and then breaking my wrist, because doing this is less power than getting here and letting the disc spin out of your hand. You get less torque trying to force the spin than you do punching it and letting the disc come out of your hand and spin on its own. So I go from my starting position to my front pec and then get to my hit and make sure that my wrist, I'm not actively breaking my wrist open, right? It's going to just because of the force, but I don't want to actively snap my wrist open. I want to try to keep it closed and let the disc spin itself out of my hand, right? So this is the way my practices work. And sorry, I know I'm wordy, but I got so much information on my brain, and this was such a breakthrough for me. This is how my practice worked. My practice was very slow, and it's all repetition. I had to get my body and my brain used to going from here to here first, and then my hit is where my rotation came from, right? So come here, and then here. Step back, come here, and then here. And this is how I had to do it. Get my body here, and then extend and let my shoulders rotate. It's the only way that I could get my body to remember to get the disc into the power pocket straight through and to my hit. And as I did that, here and then here, then I could get it a little faster, right? And I really don't want to get past this. This is the speed, because watch when I let go of the disc now. It jumps out of my hand, right? Oh, and if you haven't seen yet, here's the new addition to my practice regimen. This is the disc golf caddy. Link will be in the description below. This is a fantastic, if you do field work, if you do network, and you're using a lot of discs, this keeps them up off the ground. I absolutely love this thing. Durable, yet really light. Anyway, that was the commercial. Not a sponsor. Okay, so, like I said, I tried, and I like to do everything fast. Like, I like speed, so I want to go as hard as I can, but you can't do that. And I had to force myself to slow down and just take it really easy. And it has to be really easy. So what I did was I came out and I started with my just step by step. And then I got into my flow, and then I threw, right? So then I got down to the point where I was doing one of each step with each disc. So it's slow, smooth, throw, okay? And I videotaped myself. I recorded myself just like I'm doing now. This is the setup that I use. Videotape, net, disc golf caddy with my discs on it. And every 3 or 4 discs, I video myself to make sure, am I getting up? Am I starting correctly? Am I getting to my front pec with my wrist still curled? And what does my hit look like afterwards? And it's just, I'm telling you, I'll come out for 15 minutes and I'll 50 throws, right? I have a stack of 10 discs and 50 throws. And this is all I've been working on for the past 3 weeks. The next step after that was then incorporating the brace. And I don't know if I can get this. The last step of this was incorporating the brace, right? So can you see my feet? Let me adjust the camera a little bit more. Okay, can you see my feet? Yeah, you can see my feet now. Okay, so the wind, hopefully the mic is drowning some of it out. The last step was getting here, releasing, and then pushing against that brace, which also I have another video on a while back, another validation. But getting here and then pushing against the brake to pop my hip open as I'm throwing. That's the last piece, right? So get here, 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 here. And that is it. And I video myself doing it over and over and over again. Repetition is key. You have to get your body used to exactly what you want it to do at very slow intervals, very deliberate intervals, and work your way into not even having to think about it, to where now I can just come out and skip all the steps and go right there, video myself, and break down the form to make sure. And then have a coach so that every once in a while you can send him a video saying, how is this? What do I need to change up? So if you want to be a recreational player and you want to just go out on the course and be able to play well and have fun, Like the Power Disc Golf Academy is a great source for teaching you how, but if you want to take it to that next level and to be really uber competitive in tournaments and maybe go pro, you need a coach. You need somebody that can give you that one-on-one feedback from what you're learning. Because I could tell you, I could show you what I look like, but how to adjust it and what to focus on escapes me because I'm new, right? And I don't know any better. So Josh is adding an element on top of the Power Disc Golf Academy to make me the best that I can be, so that I can start competing in tournaments and hopefully turn pro, go MP50, in 5 years. So now real quick, let's see what it looks like. Let me do a throw right now, and I will slow it down. I'll show you in full speed first, and then I'll take a snapshot image of the pre-Josh, what I sent him as my form review, and then the post-Josh to see how well I'm doing. So we'll slow that down. We'll do the comparison here. And you can see now my disc is not lagging anymore. It's up into the power pocket and moving forward. Leave your comments below what you thought about this, what you're doing, how this can help you. I hope it does. And thank you for coming along with me. Until next time, enjoy the journey. And here